Alright guys, this is post-recording me. This video took me hours to make, so I would just appreciate it if you can take 30 seconds to a minute to hear out what I have to say. If you're here just for the guide, skip forward to I believe 3-ish minutes and that'll start the guide. So, alright guys, regardless if you clicked on this video because of the title or thumbnail, or the fact that this is a 1 hour long video, just give me 30 seconds of your time, let me explain myself, and then you can choose to watch this video or not. So the first thing I want to say is that with the release of Escanor coming up, you're going to see tons and tons of videos, okay, to get you guys to watch them and waste your time, because something that could fit in a 1-minute video is being stretched to 8, 10, 15 minutes. And so you're going to keep watching these videos because, hey, Escanor is a new unit. But this video, I promise you, is going to have absolutely almost everything I could think of regarding Escanor and his upgrades and materials and anything. And so if you don't want to watch that an hour or so watching this video, go ahead and feel free to do that. Now, this is not bashing any content creators that you watch for enjoyment, but I don't think it's worth it for watching them for information, okay? Most of them. And so this is going to be my only Escanor video until the patch notes or maintenance notes. That's in like 5 days. But like I said, this is an hour-long video, okay? So don't just expect a quick rush. There's not going to be any edits or music or anything like that. I'm just going to be talking. I'll show you some stuff on the documents first, and then we're going to jump over to the game. Now, if you're still watching, there's going to be timestamps in the description that you can take a look at. And if you want to jump to something specific, go ahead and do that. But this video, again, almost everything I could think of related to Escanor, I'm going to go over. And everything's timestamped again. Now, if you are going to be watching the whole thing or trying to, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. You don't have to do it right now, but later, if you see this video is useful, then please do so more people can watch my stuff, and it raises the barrier to actual good content on the website or on the game, because we don't need people covering one tweet, okay? You've probably seen it, 20-second tweet that has nothing except the fact that it's being announced that there's a live stream coming up in 5 days, stretched to 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just to get time out of you guys. So again, I know it's kind of ironic I'm asking for likes and subs, but this is one way that the algorithm looks at a video and decides to push it or not to other people. So we're going to go over everything. Again, if you want to look at the timestamps to see what's coming up, you can, but I'm probably going to drop knowledge that you might miss if you just skip to a certain point. So first, we're going to go over this skill thing. You might have seen a video on this already. If you did, you could probably skip it. If you haven't, let me go over it with you. I looked at it once or twice. I'm going to talk about it, and then we're going to move on to the game. So first thing, this is his axe, which is going to be his main weapon, because we're going to get the Sacred Axe Rita as a skin. And basic attack, nothing special. When you're doing the normal skill, you get Sunspot, which you get 12 of, and each of them increases your fire damage by 3%, max HP. A lot of its damage comes from max HP on the axe setup, and then at max stacks you get Flare. Flare increases your max HP, like restoration, as well as, so fire damage, max HP, and how much you restore your max HP. And then once Flare is removed, you get Fading Sun, which is basically a debuff. This is your downtime. You don't want to keep doing damage. When you're doing this special attack, you cannot be stopped with the axe. So you can charge it up like Diane's axe, and then you'll be able to, do damage based on your remaining HP. So a lot of HP focus here. Attack skill, just attack. And then ultimate move, you do attack, but also your HP. And also on top of that, you get a ultimate gauge or ultimate move that increases damage based off every magic point you have. So if you have 7 magic points, that's 350% more damage. Now you have Sunspot, same thing. Explaining Sunspot, Flare, Fading Sun. If you want to take a pause and take a look. And then we're going to go down here. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys some more. Okay. So how it works, it just explains what I told you. If you want to take a look, you can. I'm going to go down to the Greatsword. I think this might be his holy build, but I'm not sure. It could be all 3 of his sets are fire, maybe. But because this applies burn, that's on fire. Like, if we go up, well, this is not necessarily fire, right? We don't see any burning or yeah, so I'm gonna still do for Holy and Fire, like the whole setup you need, but just be aware because I'm not 100% sure if it's Holy or Fire for which weapon. Now, let's go ahead and see here for the Greatsword. The basic attack lets you do burn, and then we have 100 stacks of burn, reducing defense by 15%. So overall, if you get 100%, you get 15% defense lowered, kind of like Guila. And then when you do Cruel Sun, decreases burn damage trigger interval. So this is a damage over time effect. And then attacking a burned enemy gives you weaken on the target. And that you can apply 5 times, which also increases damage over time. So a lot of damage over time effects on the Greatsword. Now, Guidance of Light increases allies damage over time as well. So if you're using somebody else that has a strong damage over time, then he will buff them as well. So same thing, just tells you how the thing works. And then moving on to Sword and Shield, basic attacks. And then when you have Overheat, you do a little bit more damage with the basic attacks. And then here you have taunts enemies, and then you get Overheat, I believe, which does damage, and then removes Preheat. It'll tell you where you get Preheat and Overheat, but it reduces the enemy's fire resistance by 30%. And then when you do your special attack, you get a barrier, you do damage in defense, and then you get Overheat. If you have Overheat, you do damage, remove Preheat, and then increase your fire damage by 25%. So this is definitely a fire build, right? And I'm assuming the Greatsword is as well, and then his main weapon might just be Holy. And so inflicts fire damage equal to 15%. We have Overheat. So when you have ultimate, use your ultimate, you get Overheat for 20 seconds, which is a pretty good time, right? It's not terrible. And then you have Preheat, you remove the Preheat, and do damage. So if your ultimate with having Overheat, then this is going to be the effect. If you don't, then you just get the Overheat effect, which is not bad. And then this explains how you get Preheat. So when you have a barrier, so if you want to use Guila with the Sword and Shield, use her barrier, and then come over to Escanor, use his barrier, you'll just have way too many Preheat stacks. So when you have Overheat, increases the fire damage. So overall, pretty good setup if you're going to use the Sword and Shield. Get a lot of Preheats, and then each skill you do, you have Overheat damage you can do with the ultimate. I'm guessing this might cost either no ultimate gauge or 2 ultimate gauge, so you can go over to Overheat mode, do your skills, switch out, and then get the ultimate gauge back. So that's everything for the skills I'm going to go over, and then maybe I'll show you a little bit of it in the game, some certain mechanics, what it would look like. And so these things, I'm going to say, if you do this, you can honestly not even watch YouTube and keep up to date with everything, okay? Except him, like he's on YouTube obviously, but on Twitter, you can follow these 2 people. This is the official account for the game. If you follow them, they post everything with terms of the patch notes and maintenance and everything that comes out. It goes on their Twitter, and so you'll know whenever they are doing something. You don't even have to come to YouTube. And then this person is a prominent leaker on Twitter, and he goes over different things he finds for the game. So that's what I did. I took his information from his tweet recently and then put it in here. And Luca on YouTube, he does data mining information as well. It shows off animations and what characters might be coming, and he makes his own content as well. So you could subscribe to his channel, and then for anything else related to the game, I'll have a dedicated video coming on this website in the future. But until then, you can use this website to pretty much do anything you want. So that's it for the document portion of the game. I'm going to go over to the game and then show you everything else you guys need for Escanor or when you're preparing. So, alright guys, this is the guide part of the video. So we're going to go over the skills and orbs and whatever. Everything's in the description. I don't know what order I'm going to go in, but I wanted to showcase some of the skills that we have in game that would apply or look like Escanor's. So if I take this, right, and I'm going to go over to this enemy, I use this shield, and that's a barrier that we would get on Escanor. And then this is the taunt, so if I had a teammate, then the enemy would just be targeting me with the taunt, and not the teammate that I have. Another thing that we have is with Deanne, her special attack, if I charge it, there's no way to get interrupt like that. When I'm charging it, nothing can interrupt me. And so one of Escanor's skills is a charge up with the axe, I believe. and so you can't get interrupted. So I just wanted to cover that with the skills. Now we're gonna go over to the ruby / topaz / fire and holy orb materials. So I have a route for you guys, and you can farm these. Where is it? I have to make some of these, so let's do that really quickly. But do I even have platinum? Hello. Oh, alright. So we'll just make 3 of these, but I'm going to go over where you can get enough, or all of the quartz and ruby together, and then also their material. So this one, as you can see, you can't gather from the map, so you have to actually go individually to some places and pick it up. Same thing with the tooth fairy dentures. You can't get them easily, so you have to go and find them. So we're going to do that, and then these ones are really easy. I'm not going to integrate them into the route because you have like 4 or 5 at a time. Just go and pick it up, like it's so much easier. So we're going to start all the way down over here. Alright, I mean, you don't have to listen to me. I'm probably not going to say anything important, but if you want, you can. Otherwise, just mute me and follow what I do. So first thing, we're going to go get the... Actually, hold on. We got to change our team. Let's do it here, and then we're going to put Hendrickson, because I don't have these marks, so I need to make sure I pick them up properly. So we're going to get the Tooth Fairy Dentures from here. Again, change my team. Sorry, guys. Alright, here we go. So, should be over here somewhere. Maybe in the back of the building? Right here. So, this is the first Tooth Fairy Venture on the route. We're going to go back here. We're going to pick up a ruby up there, as you saw. Having a dragon is probably going to make everything a lot easier, just so you know. But let's go ahead and make sure we get this. Dreyfus, come out. Alright. Now we're going to go down here to the big moss. Now we're going to get the Sigh dust for a Sigh dust, the old dragon Sigh dust, as well as a ruby. So let's go ahead and do that. It should be up here. Hendrickson. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna go get this ruby. And you could get it when you're coming here, but it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. Can you stop? Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, Dreyfus. Okay, here we go. Ruby done. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna go get another Sigh dust from up here. Shit, we'll get the ruby real quickly and then get the Sigh dust. Hendrickson. You see right up there, that's the only one, so. Okay. Now we're gonna go get the Azure stones we need for the weapons. So just do this the first 2 times or so. You don't need to do it anymore. And then, you know, you can just mine the ores the rest of the days. So, because you only need 20. I'm gonna go over this later, but you need 22 of each weapon upgrade material. Okay. There's 5 in each location, so you get 15 a day. Just do it for 2 days. We're going to go get the ruby. Okay. Did I mark it wrong? Okay, here we go. And then we're going to go back up here. We're going to go get this ruby on this side. And then we're going to cross over for the dust and also the Azure stone. So, let's charge up our stamina. Okay, here we go. Again, like I said, dragon's gonna make this a lot easier, so maybe go get one if you don't have one, just for the sake of it. And there's also the Sigh dust, like I said, right here. Nope. Oh man. Right now, we're good to go. Okay. Move. Oh man. Alright, that's the sorting shield and the Azure dust, or the dragon's dust. We're gonna go back up here to actually get some more Azure stones. Should be up there. Now you could have gone the other way, go up there first and then go down where I went, but either or is fine. Alright. And then that's everything over in this corner. We're gonna go back up here, and unfortunately I can't mark it, so we just have to guess Henriksen. Alright, it's gonna be in one of these huts, so we're looking for another tooth denture. I think it's this one here. Yep, there it is. And then we're gonna go get the ruby up here. So let's go up. Okay. Then switch to Dreyfus. And then we're gonna go up here. We're gonna go by that cherry tree. I don't know if it's a cherry tree, but you know, it looks like a cherry tree. So let's do that. There's 2 ruby up here, so I want to get both of them. Okay. Alright, we got the ruby. We're gonna go get another tooth fairy venture, or denture, from down there. I think it's this house. Henriksen. Henriksen! Alright, let's see. Gonna have a hard time finding this thing. Maybe. It's not in there, is it? Where the hell? Oh, there it is. Can I get in here? Okay. There's no way I need... whatever. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to waste time getting this one, but you can. Oh, okay. And then, we're gonna go get... Stop! Oh my god, dude. Alright, we just need to teleport back where we came from. So let's go back here. Now we're gonna pick up most of the rest of the ruby, really. Yep, okay, let's go get that. Just make sure you don't get hit because your pet's gonna go away, so let's go get this one. Also stay away from those bears, that triggers teleportation like limit. Alright, and then we gotta pick up a fairy dust from somewhere over here. I don't know where exactly, but we'll go and get those. Better off doing this on land first so you get closer, and then just go ahead and oh, there's a chest there, so okay, we're gonna go get this. And then Let me switch to Hendrickson because we gotta pick up the Sigh dust from, I think it's this one here. So we might be close. Is that it? Oh, there it is, yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna pick up the other ruby. Yeah, if you stay with this, go pretty far. And then it's down here, and there's going to be one more, I believe. Maybe. Yeah. So we're going to go get that. And then after this, we're going to go get the quartz for the... Also, there's other locations for the drops. So let's make sure we got all the ruby. I think I did. There's no reason I wouldn't have. Alright, so that's the ruby. Now we're going to keep picking up the dentures and the Sigh dust. But we're going to go over to... Let's see where we can start. We'll start over here. Let's mark this. Then we're going to get this quartz down here first, and then go back up. So this one's really easy to get, so really easy to get. Okay. I wish there was a yeah, I think we could take this for a while. See if we could get there faster. I think so, it's right here. Right, that's the quartz. Here, there we go. And then we're gonna go get this quartz right here. This is a little bit tricky to get to, so bear with me. Or it's pretty far. So, shouldn't be too bad still with these wind things. One more. Then we're gonna go down. And then after this, we're gonna pick up two more tooth dentures. Teeth dentures? Very tooth dentures. Go over here. We're gonna need Hendrickson again, but here it is. So as soon as you get off the teleport, just go over here. And then we pick. Alright, here we're gonna start picking up more quartz and the old dragon's Sigh dust. So we're gonna go through this way on the left. Go down here. Should be around here somewhere. Here we go. This is the Sigh dust right here. And then we're gonna go down for the quartz over here. Close by somewhere. Here it is. So, here, once you're on that platform, go this way. And then you'll have the quartz. And then we're gonna go get the other quartz, but we'll just teleport up here. And then we're gonna go over here. So again, when you're on land, just use the wolf. So you can travel pretty fast. And there it is. Okay, we're gonna go pick up a tooth denture and a quartz maybe? No, this is not the... Okay, we're gonna pick up the quartz. We're gonna go over here by the courage tablets. There is a tooth denture. Somewhere. There it is, okay. So pick that up. And then we're gonna go down here and get the quartz. There's two here, so don't think that there's one and then miss another one. So, I mean, it's right next to each other, so you won't miss it. And then we're gonna go down this way. Probably by this house, there might be a tooth denture. Yep. Alright, so it's in this barn. Let me go get that as well, if I can. Alright, that's that for here. We're gonna go over to, oh, we already did this, but if you hadn't, get that. And then we're gonna go over here, do that quartz. Yeah, farming for these things is kind of a chore, because again, you don't have a way to track them, so you gotta do it individually. Stupid, but whatever. Okay, that's the quartz. Then we're gonna go down here. We're gonna pick up two things: a tooth denture here, and then a Sigh dust. Let me see. I think it's over here. Yep, it's right here. So get the tooth denture, and then hopefully I can find the Sigh dust. Maybe it's all the way up here. Oh no, it's probably not all the way up here. That would make no sense. Okay. Was that it? That might be it. Bruh. Alright, so when you pick up the thing from the over there, just come up this way. And you'll have the Sigh dust. Now we're gonna teleport over here. We have to go by the boss here just to pick up a tooth denture, see if we can do it without, I mean, hopefully I don't want to fight it, just because it's a waste of time. Here it is. How the hell? Okay. You tell me how someone's gonna get in there and pick that up. Maybe Daisy can. Oh, really? You just need someone short. Alright, we're out of there. And then we gotta pick up a Sigh dust from this side. So let's just dip. Okay, I did not mean to do that. Hey, it's here somewhere. Let me see. Sigh dust, Sigh dust. Sigh dust. Maybe up here. Oh, there it is. So that's that. And then we're gonna go get a quartz. Before we do, we can pick up one more Sigh dust. It's gonna be right under the amethyst right there. So let's go see. Alright, now that we got that, we can go get the amethyst. So, or quartz. Just teleport there, over here. And then you'll be a lot closer. And then we're gonna pick up two more tooth dentures. So with that, okay, two more tooth dentures and then what's it called? A Sigh dust. We're gonna, oh right, there it is. So you teleport over here, and then that's on the thing. And then there's a tooth denture up here, so we're gonna go get that. And then let's make sure I got all the quartz. I think I did, but there's a chance I might have missed some. Let's see. Quartz. How did I miss that? Okay, that's so weird. Alright, let's go get the tooth denture from here. And then we're gonna go get us. Actually, let's get the quartz and then we're gonna go get the last Sigh dust. Okay, I'll just teleport here. Alright, game's being weird. Let's collect that. And then cord. Alright, so bear with me guys. First time recording this, so. Oh, I see where it is, okay. Usually you can come here using those wind tunnels and then you can go there. Also using the wind tunnels, but teleport's fine as well. Alright, I hope I didn't miss any more. That would be kind of embarrassing. Let's see. Can I? Okay. Let's go here. See, I knew it. I had marked this, but I didn't mark. There could be one more after that. That sucks. Okay. Because the game was bugged for a little while, remember? So they were like, we're gonna fix the pin issue where you pin something and it doesn't show up. Because I was like, I'm missing one. There's no way I'm missing one. So I think there's one more on this side of the... Stop. Okay, no, that was it, thank God. I thought I missed more. But, you know, just pick these up as well. And so that's the almost end of the route. We gotta go here and pick up a Sawdust. Alright, so this is the Sawdust from when you teleport, come this way, across from the thing, and then over here. So with that, we have enough to make 10... Wait, no, not 10. We have enough to make 5 spell beads a day. So I know that was a little bit long, but it would have been longer if you did it by yourself. And so for now, we're going to pick up the side materials we need. But these are usually paired in like 5s, 4 to 5s, so it doesn't really matter. Just take a second, go over here. Where am I going? Yikes. Alright. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's all you need per day, right? You don't even need 10. And then we're gonna go get the holy down here. This was also, I think, a group of 5 because I dropped by here earlier. So let's go see. Alright, apparently I can't ride a dragon, so... Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was that. Let's go craft some for the... Okay. Alright, so now, moving on to weapons. There's a couple different important things, so don't skip around, just in case, but... The thing is with Escanor, so his axe is fire, his axe is going to be Gluttonous, so the Gluttonous axe, and then his greatsword is holy, and then his sword and shield is fire. But, listen, do not craft a weapon, okay? Do not craft SSR weapons for him right now, because there's a chance, like something like this weapon could be better max limit broken. So let's go over to the limit break, and then because his ability, a lot of it is based off the barrier, you want to maintain it as much as you can. So barrier efficiency by 30%, and then you still get a lot of attack stats, might be worth considering. So don't craft the SSR versions just yet. If you want to hold on to the materials to craft it, you could do that. And then, do I have this axe? So this axe could also be... Oh, actually, there's the Gluttonous axe, so don't bother with this. The greatsword, this one, could be interesting if it's holy. So we incapacitate an enemy with their stun bar, and then you attack the enemy with this, and then I think this might go up to 100%, so which would be pretty good actually, because him being a holy unit, he might not necessarily burst by himself, but you increase it for somebody else, and then they have 100% more burst efficiency. So like I said, don't craft the SSR weapons just yet. See if there's any best in slots. Especially don't craft the SSR axe because of the gluttonous axe he's gonna get. But also, what you want to do, even though you're not crafting the weapons, you want to get a lot of these, the SR magic crystal shards. And now you might be wondering, how do I do that? And I've shown a couple of videos at this point now, but the quickest trick I'm going to show you right here, okay, in front of you guys' eyes. We're going to do this, I'm going to craft this, and all I'm going to do is log out, okay? In front of your eyes, I'm speaking, so there's no jump cuts here, like we're not going to try to mess around. And then I'm going to log back in right here. It's loading, 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 loading. And then right here, we are going to have it reset. Let's go to that lance. As you can see, weekly crafting 0 out of 1. It was just 1 out of 1 when I crafted it, but now logged out, logged back in, and now it's 0 out of 1. So I can keep doing this as many times as I want. And this is going to be important when I talk about the masteries, which I will soon. And, you know, but now I'm going to put up on the screen, hopefully if I can manage it, what you need for the weapons. So if it comes on the screen, go ahead and pause and take a look or screenshot it. But if it doesn't for some reason, you are going to need, I'm going to go over each of the items that you're going to need. So down here, you're going to need 36 of these, okay? The best way to do it, I'm going to go over as well. 1 second. You need 36 of these, and then you need 15 iron ingots. If I have, this is going to be in total, so not just for, yep, so 15 iron ingots. It's going to be total for the 3 weapons, so you'll have enough to do all of them. So you need 36 of the lower ones, and then you need 27 of these. Do I have them? Yeah, you need 27 premium tier up stones, and then you're going to need 12 of these silver ingots, and then you're going to need 24, okay, stop bugging, right here. I mean, I think probably everybody has these, so it doesn't matter, but you're going to need 24 of these, okay? You're going to need Cinder stone, 22. We already did the Azure stones when we did the ruby and quartz, so we're going to go do the Cinder stone now. So it's the easiest one to get to. It's right next to the teleport. There's no enemies here. And then I think there should be 5 here, right? Yep, that's 5. And then don't remember what the other ones are, so we gotta go and look in our inventory. Maybe I'll cut this out of the video. Alright, and so we have 5 more down here. Again, you only need to do this 2 days, so you can have enough for move. Alright. I might have to kill them to pick this up. Let's go see. Come on. Okay, we got it. Did we miss any? Alright, let's go get the last 5 Cinder stones. The pitch black, I know most of them by, or 2 of the 3 sets by heart, but the Cinder stones I don't, so. Alright, let's go get that. That's the Cinder stones. Now we're gonna go get the pitch black stones. One's gonna be up here. inside the mine. Let's go get that. This is the second set of the Cinder stones. Let's take a look at the map. Or pitch black stones. Wrong stone. Okay. And then, which set I'm going to show you a trick. All you have to do is teleport down here. That was something. Okay, let's see if we can. I might have to kill these things if I want to get out, which is fine. Alright. So, once you've gotten those, all these stones, you're going to need these legendary special tier-up stones. You're going to need 21 of these. And you're going to need 9 platinum ingots right here, 9 platinum ingots, and you're going to need 9 gold ingots right here. So that's everything for the weapon. Again, I'll put the screenshot up here again if I manage to do it. If you want to screenshot it, and then we're going to move on to the gear sets or engraved sets, what you want to do to prepare for that. So let's go over here. Alright, so moving on to the gear sets, I'm going to tell you what you need to be doing and what you need to have. So, for the first set that Escanor is going to have, it's going to be a legendary obviously. You want to have the Star Guardian sets. I'm going to go over where you can get them if you haven't gotten them. And then for the second set, you need these Twisted Miner sets, set pieces. You just need one so you can craft the set. So as you can see, Revived Nightmare. And then you're going to need 2 of these magic infused metals, so 1 for each. And then 2 of these brilliant saving or engraving seals. Yeah, so you're going to need 2 of those. You get it from the Gluttonous vendor right here. Once you have 250, you got to do it every week still. Make sure you do that. 250 right here, go down. Right here, so you would get that. Make sure you get it this week and then get it next week. And then the magic plate, the way you get it is right here. Magic infused metal. I'll get 1 for now and then I'll have to get the other one soon. So let's see from the spell beads how many we can craft. So 13 on the fire and then let's see, 3 more. 13 on the holy as well. So let's do half and half. We'll do 6 here. And then you're going to need more fire beads. You're going to need double the fire beads and you're going to need holy, so just be careful of that. And so now, once you've gotten the gear sets set up, the accessories you want to do right here. Go over here. You want the Arachne set. You want the 3-piece at least. I don't know how good the other ones are going to be. Maybe crazy good for 5-piece and 7-piece. Looks like for Escanor kinda. So we'll see. You want the Arachne piece here. You want buff duration efficiency because he buffs himself. In here you want the necklace. The best bonus is the magic charging efficiency on the chance based, but it's going to be pretty rare. And then here, the Arachne ring, you're going to want something like crit chance, crit damage, or attack percent. So that's everything with the gear. Make sure you have 2 magic plates, 2 engraving seals, pieces of the gear that you get from here. So the Star Combat chest and belt is in the Star Guardian, is in the Warden, and then the dragon has the Revived Nightmare pants and belts. And then you're going to want to do the spider dungeon for the revived nightmare chest and boots right there. Let me show you guys just to make sure. This is what it looks like. And then you're going to want to do Guila, especially starting from hell. All of these do it on hell because you have 100% of getting a legendary gear piece. So you're not going to get any purples, but you're going to get the Star Guardian pants and boots from here. So that's everything for gold gear. Now, moving on to gold, you're going to need approximately 10 freaking million gold, alright? And I'm at 700,000, so I don't even know how I'm going to get there. But you're going to need 10 million, and the best ways, there's two ways. One, if you're in a rush, you can farm the golem in here. You have to take the portal, the second portal, with the wind fan at the beginning. Hope that makes sense. I don't want to waste time by going into it. But you can do that. And then the golem here, you can get some additional medals. So you could do that. It's the second boss. So between the two spider bosses, the two spider mini bosses, there's also a mini golem boss. So you could do that, but this takes longer. And then those are the two ways you would farm gold. And approximately for 5 gold, if you're doing Abyss Guila, the golem in Abyss Guila, you're getting 140 grand. And then if you're doing the golem and spider, you're getting around 100 grand. So you would just keep doing that if you have keys to get the gold you need. And then I already went over the Azure weapon limit breaks, but as you're salvaging these, make sure you hold on to it for when you actually choose what Azure weapon you want to use. So let's say I want to salvage these because I have duplicates, I don't need them. And now I have 15. Okay, do 100. That way if you want to put 2 Azure weapons, max limit broken, then you can put that, and then obviously the axe is going to be the Gluttonous series axe. Now, the ways you can get a lot of star fragments for free is using one of the websites I mentioned earlier, or the website I mentioned earlier. If you go to zeroluck.gg, they have an interactive map. What basically that means is around the map, the chests and the star fragments and all that are going to show up. So as you're going by one, make sure you mark that off. Now if you have Daisy and or Drake and Manny, I think it's automatically going to just show up. So make sure you do all those to get all the pulls that you can get. Now I'm going to talk about the teams a little bit. So what you want to do with the teams is, first thing you would look at is definitely Tristan. So Tristan has a set. Let's go over to him. Tristan has a fire set where you're going to use the dual swords, and this makes his bursts a lot better. So these two are his skills you would use for the burst. And make sure you get this set if you have Tristan and you haven't already. This knight set, Royal Dignity, get that set, and then he'll be doing a lot better when it comes to bursts. You can also use with that Tristan, you can use Guila on the rapier, because she also has some burst on the rapier. So if you go over here, as you can see, 200 burst, which is a lot, and then 120 burst, which is not as much, but still a good amount. You can use Elaine on the holy setup, because they're both holy, or if you're trying to buff up the burst for the fire unit, because you're going to need to. They're not that great, the Tristan and Guila setup for the burst, so you might need Elaine with holy. You could use Bleed Slater. I don't think I have him here, so we gotta go down. You can use this setup because it applies bleed and then you do more damage, so that's something you can do. You can use Electro Daisy for the buffs. So here she gives buffs to crit resistance, lowers enemy's crit resistance, gives you crit damage, and then this helps with the stun bar. So speaking of that shield from earlier, attacking an incapacitated enemy, it'll help you do more elemental burst. And then if you have Manny, you can use her on the holy setup. That's probably the teams. Now for the mastery, we're going to move on to the mastery now. And so for the last part, which is the masteries, I'm going to go over all the items you need, how many bosses you have to do for which items, and this is all going to be at the world level 4 level. So we're going to go over here in my backpack. I probably have a lot of items I'm going to show you. So Okay, that's not my backpack. Here we go. Hero tokens, which are these. You're going to need 15 hero tokens. And then you're going to need 4 evening primrose, which are these right here. I have 70. Oh my goodness. But you get that down here in Leonis. Just teleport. It's right next to the teleport, so it's really easy to get. You only need 4, so let's go get these. Or I don't have to get these, but this is where you get them. And then you're going to need some mermaid's tears. This you might not have. You could, but also might not. So it's on the seashore of Leonis. So we're going to go get these. Gonna go down here. And then you just have 4 that you need. Then you're gonna need 4 unnamed night tokens. So we're gonna go over here. It's probably the quickest one to get. And then just keep going this way. Okay. Why am I bugged? Come on. Why is it bugged? Okay, it's not letting me do a faster jump. But anyway, you get 4 unnamed night tokens over here. So, next we're gonna need 4 of the light drop flowers, which is this one right here. So, it's pretty easy to get. Alright, get these here, and then we're gonna need some spirit fireflies, just 4. So we're gonna go up here to the spirit firefly grave. So just go straight up here, and then they're gonna be right here. So very simple. And then you're gonna need some spirit plants, which are these right here, next to the spirit bugs. So, same place we just teleported to, or we were at. Gonna go here. Alright, great. And you have 4 right here, or maybe 5, yeah. You have 5, so that's the spirit plant. And then you need to do this boss 2 times. Shining Screaming Flower, 2 times, get the purple drop. 4 times you need 4 of this, so just do it 2 times. You're gonna get 6 of this, but you only need 4. And then you're gonna need these premium song spirit hat. You're gonna need 4 of this item, and so you just have to do it 2 times. No, actually you need it 3 times. Okay, my bad, guys. You're gonna want to do this boss 3 times for 9 premium song spirit hats, but you only need 8. And then we're gonna go get some aqua tree essence. Let's go over to my inventory. And then can I? Okay. Just have to go in the water for this. So see that right there? Those green balls, just jump down, grab them. That's what you're looking for. So for the armored cactus essence, you teleport over here, and then we're gonna try and get it. Hopefully I'm not going the wrong way, but I never know. Alright, big jump. Here we are. Armored cactus essence. You need some dragon plant, also really easy to get. You need 4 of these, and you need the 4 of those armored cactus essence. So alright, just got that. You can get the 4 over here. I already have enough, so I don't need to. And then you're gonna need So I already said you need 15 of these hero tokens up here, and then you're gonna need 21 of these courage tokens. Alright, bear with me guys, we're only 1/3 of the way there. Now, we're gonna need to do this boss up here. You need 16 of his blue drops, so you're gonna do this boss 6 times. Then you're gonna need 8 of these purple drops, so you're gonna do it 3 times. You're gonna need you teleport over here, and then we're gonna go get that. There's 4 together here, so you don't have to worry too much. Right over here. And then we're gonna need giant bloom grass. We teleported all the way at the bottom right of the map. I'll show you in a second. Let's go get this. And you're gonna need 4 of this. Should be more. Yeah, so you just teleport over here and then come up here. And then you're going to need 4 Mark of the Invader. So it's down here. Gonna teleport. Alright. So you just get these here. Alright, so we're halfway done, okay? So, see, it doesn't take that long when you know everything you need to do. And one tip, if you're watching middle of this, the bosses, you can reset them just by logging in and out, so you don't have to wait too much. So, that takes like 10 seconds. So you're going to need to do this guy 4 times for 12 of these drops. And then you're going to need 39 elite tokens, which are basically these. So get 39 of these. Then you're going to need to do this guy 8 times for his 24 horns. So premium horns 8 times. Going to need to do that. You're going to need to do this guy 2 times for his big moss young flower. Or no, you just do it once because you need the 4 blue drops. You don't need the premium version. So you need a vivid wild token. Do the bear here 2 times for 4 of this drop. So just need 4 wild token. And then you're gonna need cursed essence, which is this boss up here. So you just need to do this 2 times, get the 4 cursed essence. You're gonna need the screamer flowers as well. So before we said that if you did it 3 times, then you don't need to do it anymore. You only need this 8 times. So now talking about the destruction fragments and such, you're going to need 36 destruction fragments, 36 resolution fragments, and 36. Oh, that was fighting, but you need 36 resolution. And then for the blue versions, you need 24 of the. Oh, no, is it 20? It's 20. So 20 of the fighting, 20 of the destruction, 20 of the resolution. And then you're going to need 4 of the epic ones. So up here, 4 fighting, 4 destruction, and 4 resolution. These are really easy to get, so you should be good. Now, one thing I missed is a couple things I missed. You have to do this guy 11 times. Do this guy 11 times for his 33 blue horn drops, okay? That's a lot. And you just need to do this guy 4 times for 12 of these drops. So that basically should be absolutely everything you need for the mastery. And I think that covers the mastery segment. Speaking of which, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, just comment Escanor, and I'll know that people watched it towards the end. And then if you or not subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it for this video if you can take a second to go ahead and subscribe to my channel or like the video. Either both doesn't really matter, but again, I would really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next episode of Zero to Hero for Escanor. We're going to upgrade him as much as we can, and I already did it for Daisy. If you want to take a look, it's going to pop up now. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.